so it's not necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'd like to know that we are together in this event today. Can we put our hands together for ourselves? Come on, come on, come on. If you are not clapping, you are our enemy. Some people are holding paper, they're not clapping. They are holding phone. All right, so one thing we're going to do is we need to rearrange this sitting because of the recording. So please cooperate with us. This only the first two chairs, two seats, or two lines. Abi, what's the English? First two lines for our awardees and some other dignitaries. But from the third line, we need to fill it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, sitting all the way there in Ikeja, Lagos, please can you move towards the FCT? All right. Please can you come forward? Thank you so much for being kind. We're starting from this first seat. So these people here, please can you move one seat to the front, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that means every line, ushers, please guide them one seat to the front.
My name is October.
Yes, so you're starting from the first seat. Not spoil our own. You help us to arrange this place. They will not spoil your own. Say amen. Okay. So we're ready to begin this event. We're not waiting anymore. If you saw the video, you saw the person that was wearing black shirts. Yes, it's me. It's me. In case you did not know, I'm the one. So my name is Ishola Abitemi Olamide, also known as ABYD. Abide from 99.9 Kiss FM. Please kindly put your hands together for me. Except if you hate me, which I don't know why. All right? Thank you very much. So it's my privilege to anchor this event today. And we're going to have a fun time. Ladies and gentlemen, the next thing on the program is National Anthem. And whether they have put the new National Anthem or not, you people are going to sing it today. So you better sing Nigeria, we hate thee. I mean, is that not the beginning? Camera, come. God will catch all of us today. What's the next line after Nigeria, we hate thee? Our own father did what? Our own native land is like you are our choir leader. Our own dear native land. That's where the anthem ends. I don't understand. Police needs to arrest this lady. Anthem. So wait, you people in this country, of all the things that is worrying, is anthem. That is worrying. Is what anthem. Okay. They play. In the word of one muscular guy that we don't know where he is now, he said, "You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn the hard way." All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna honor our country nonetheless. See, Nigeria is not a decision of some few people. Nigeria is all of us. So somebody can be somewhere doing what they are doing. We are going to make Nigeria a great country. Please, how many of us believe in that, right? Today is the 29th of May, President Tinubu's 1 year in office, right? Okay. So we're waiting to hear, all the things that will happen. But remember that we're gathered in this place, Merit House, for a town hall. Different from Bala Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our country, can you kindly stand to your feet? Let's take the national anthem of our great Nigeria. Is the DJ giving us tune, or we are on our own? Go and be learning the old anthem that is now the new anthem now. Before they say, before you go for NYC, you must sing anthem. Or you book flight, say before you enter plane, you must sing the anthem, or you will miss your flight. So once it starts, please, everybody stand at attention. We're honoring our country. It's a very important part of this event. And then once the instrument starts, DJ, let us know when you're ready. DJ is ready. Please, camera is cameraing you. If you chop your mouth, we catch you. We're ready, DJ. Let's go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sit down yet. Let's go to Nigeria with Hildy. Want to go? Please sit down. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Go and learn Nigeria with Hildy now. But somebody was saying, I want to ask you if it makes sense. Timidakolo's One Nation. Somebody is saying, why don't we have a new anthem instead of going back to the one that the colonialists gave us? What do you think? Which one do you think is better? Anyone. Or or they can make a competition where, maybe upcoming artists, not the popular ones, can write songs, an anthem, and then they make like a competition, bring from different parts of the country, And this is the reason for the importance, or this is one of the importance of having this kind of event. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this event is Kingship and Leadership Summit Awards. Please, can you put your hands together for just that title? Please, we're working together. You need to clap. You need to clap. You need to clap. And it's organized by Holy Kings Impact Summit. We're here to discuss leadership. I have a question for you. How many of us are interested in entering political office in this country? Can I see your hand? Can I see your hand? Because if you are not, you probably are part of the problem. Yes, because you are saying there has to be a change. Who will change this change? Who will change this change? There are political parties that have promised us change. We are waiting. But Mahatma Gandhi, which was one of the quotes I said, he says, be the change that you want to see in the world. So it begins with you. It begins with you. Now that we've honored our country, it's important to honor our Heavenly Father. So here's how we're going to pray. There are Christians here, there are Muslims here, and we're a united nation. Please, don't let them divide us on religious lines, on tribal lines. Don't allow it. They use it for politics. When they are done, they meet together to do whatever they do together, and the people are fighting. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. It doesn't matter. There's no Christian blood. The blood inside your vein is the same color. Whether you are Igbo, you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, right? It's the same color. Whether you are a slave queen, all right, or whatever work you are doing, you are Gen Z, you are content creator, TikTok, it's the same blood. So please, let's not divide ourselves. So I like a Christian to pray for us, and then I also like a Muslim to pray for us. So who would like to pray for Nigeria and this event? Please nominate yourself. Thank you very much. God bless you. All right. Christian or Muslim, sir? Muslim. All right. As a Christian. Okay. So can we have microphone? Do I have spare microphones? Media people, we have spare microphones. So you can just stay on your seat and pray for us. And then the lady also. Yes. So we start with the gentleman wearing white. Okay. He looks like a future governor. Please move the mic closer to your mouth so that we can hear you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin.
And everyone said, Amen. Right? Thank you so much. Over to you, madam.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, we thank you for today. We give you all the glory. We give you all the honor. We thank you for the gift of life. And we thank you for this event. And we ask that, Father, even as we come together to deliberate on national issues, that you will give us infinite wisdom to speak with great utterances that will be impactful to every listener and that will provide a solution to Nigeria. We ask for your grace. We ask for your mercy. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love your Heavenly Father, please can we celebrate God Almighty by clapping? Is that the best you can do? Thank you very much indeed. So like I said, in every event that I have the privilege to anchor, I always remind my guests that everybody is a special guest. There are just some people, because of their impact concerning the subject or concerning the reason why we're here, we always want to give them special recognition. Okay? So along the line, we'll be recognizing one or two people. As we do, please, we'd like you to kindly clap for them, celebrate them, because as you celebrate one person, so will you also be celebrated. Please, can we rehearse the clap? Let's everybody please clap. Go ahead and clap. Auntie, you are not clapping. Okay, so we are doing this together. All right, so we'll be recognizing the guests as they show. At this point, I'd like to invite, very specially, the organizer of this event. You know, the thing about this gentleman is, when he passes you, you will never know that he's the one that's put us all here together. Very simple, very quiet. Well, he sounds quiet, but he's not quiet. He has a calm voice. You see, until he changes it for you, you know, I thought you were very quiet. You know, but he's somebody who has a dream for Nigeria. I've had the opportunity to interview him twice on my shows. And when the fire enters him and he starts speaking about leadership, you know that he's a man of passion. Now, he's coming to address us, and he's not coming alone. He has passed the thing to his son. All right? And then his son is coming to also talk. The question is, we take inspiration from gentlemen like this. Because ask yourself, what did your father pass to you? There are some people that their father passed to them, basic. All right? My dad used to drink and smoke a lot. It's God that helped me that he not imbibe it, you see. But we always want to celebrate gentlemen of excellence. It's taking a lot of resources to put all of this together. More people are coming. Everywhere here should be full before we end. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to please help me with a loud round of applause. Help me make welcome to give us his welcome address, the organizer, the president, the, what are the other names? The director, CEO, general overseer, prophet of our time. Put your hands together for Dr. Kings, okay, and his son, Yes, we'll get to know this. So you're not clapping. You're not clapping. Are you not clapping? Why are you not clapping? Here they come. Please keep clapping until they come off stage. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Thank you so much, Dr. Kings and Dr. Kings Jr. All right.
Thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate you all. I tell people appreciation. Okay. I tell people appreciation is an application for more. When you stop appreciating people, you start depreciating. And I don't want to take it for granted. Thank you very much. Please, can I share a short story before Femi gives his presentation? I tell people when they deny you from the door, go and buy the house that carries the door. I think my beloved sister, Mrs. Shizoba, knows about this story I'm about to share with you all. December last year, I'm supposed to organize an event, multimedia for one institute. We've done all the planning. I'm about to. They were supposed to mobilize me just few days to the event, and the next thing I heard that they've given it to another person. I feel so bad, not because I wanted it so much, but I invested too much time on that event, and that spirit tells me that can't you be the one paying people to do this for you? And as I speak to you, what we are spending on this event is not even up to 10% of what I was craving for, the total package. And yesterday when I was transferring, like, wow, like play, we spent like 10 million on this event. God, how did it happen? And I tell you, please, I want you to have a take home. Don't wait for things to happen to things. I'm not here to come and speak grammar. I'm here to share my testimony with you. I'm here to talk about where God has taken me from and where He's taking me to. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And I tell you all, this is just the beginning. We've not started. When we finished African Elite Award, that was 3 months ago, and people were like, Kings, you are planning another event. You think people will turn up the way they turn up? I said, wait for the bigger event. God is ready to work in your life. Are you ready? Put your faith into action. I tell you, we are putting faith into action. I don't understand grammar, but I know how to do the talk. So this is the time we should stop doing much talk. Let's start walking the talk. And I tell you, where your impact stop, your relevance stop. If you want to be relevant out there, start making impact. Because making impact is superior to making income. And you can't be imparting life and be stranded, but people don't know that. Yes, you can't be imparting life and be stranded. I've never seen a pipe that carries water and still lack water. Have you seen that such pipe? Can you tell me? And I tell you, the more you learn, the more you earn. Start learning. What are you learning? We need to start on learning things. We need to start learning new things, innovative. Let's work on ourselves. And this is the time I tell people life is measured by time. Age becomes a burden when life and time is mismanaged. Let's work on our time. This is not time to waste time. Let's stop the African time mentality. If I left here 12 a.m., if I'm not wrong, this morning, and I got here to 8. What about? We've brought event like this, and I'm surprised at this time people are still struggling, they are still calling. Please, we youth, let's stand. This is not the time to stop. Let's stop ranting on social media. I'm sorry to use that word, just that I'm hungry. Let's stop this ranting. Let's go and walk the talk. If someone like me can be here, and I said I want this country to work, you can do more. Please, this is the time, let's walk the talk. Let's forget about the federal government. What can we offer them? By God's grace, I've never benefited from the federal government of this country. But I tell myself, I don't want to take from these people. I want to give to these people. They fail to do the right thing. I'm going to tell them this is how to do it. And I trust me, you don't need to start announcing too much. You just go and make your impact out there. And I tell people, don't just give your children your money, give them your wisdom. I think that's the reason why Olorunfemi is here. This is my son. I'm building soldiers, I'm building army. I tell you. So before I continue, please, Olorunfemi, will you like to give us your presentation? Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Olorunfemi Oshifale. Welcome to Kingship and Leadership Summit and Award. Today I will be highlighting you on Kingship and Leadership Summit and Award. Kingship and Leadership Summit and Award is a vision born out of the need to solve some social problems such as contribution to the reduction of unemployment among youth and rural populace, promoting security and considering on the quest of human existence peacefully. This is geared towards the promoting of good values which Africans have been known over the years of versatility and tradition. In achieving this, we have come up with the idea of empowering agile and visionary Africans, most of whom are from the rural parts of the areas, and supporting the widows so that they can be active in their lifetime. Meanwhile, we have considered the need to honor some benevolent Nigerians who has also imparted some area of endeavor that have effectively directed common and indigent Nigerians. This can be in the areas of unemployment generation, provision of startup capital for youth, empowering the entrepreneurs from other achievements. The honor is bestowed upon in the form of honorary award and is referred during the recipient of the lifetime. Our mission is to honor notable Nigerians who has also empowered and contributed to the reduction of poverty in Africa as whole, as well as promoting the good values of Africa by promoting 1,000 grassroots entrepreneurs annually. And Holy Kings Impact Summit has placed a bet called Kingship and Leadership Summit and Award. Team, the roles of imparting our traditional rulers and rulers in African governance. Thank you.
Please, can we celebrate that young man one more time? Over to you, Dr. Kings.
Okay, yeah, I think we all have what we stand for by now. And thank you very much. I really appreciate you all, every distinguished one present here today. I tell people this is the time, let's talk leadership. Let's talk about leadership. We were not taught leadership in school, and that's what we should be doing. And I tell people, Holy Kings Impact Summit is known for 3 things. The first thing is outreach, because I tell people, blessing without outreach is will I say wretchedness? When you are blessed, you need to give it back to the community. And that's how we started our career. We started with outreach. That's what bet what we are doing here today. When we started up with outreach, and I saw that after the whole outreach, we still go next month, people are still poor while they are expecting us to give them something to feed on. And I told myself, I said, am I really imparting my word? Is this what God called me for? Am I increasing poverty or I'm reducing poverty? And one thing came to me that, Kings, if you really want to try your best in reducing poverty, you need to work on people's mindsets. That's why I tell people your mentality determines your reality. You have to come out of poverty from your mental state. When you are out of poverty from your mental state, you can't be rich in the mindset and be poor physically. That's the reality. And who you follow determines what follow you. Your input determines your output. What are we learning? What are we putting in there? I think this is the right time we need to start having the real models. And I tell people the real elites are not just people that have the resources, but people that are building woman capacity, people that are building people up. And that's what we've been doing in Holy Kings Impact Summit. By God's grace, we have our team members here. We have the likes of Bilal. Bilal is doing greatly in that space of youth coordination. And I tell you, we have people like Aisha, they are doing great things. That's why let's build the best we can. We have more than what we think we have. This is not the time we should be ranting on social media. I'm sorry for using that word, but I think we need to speak to ourselves. We need to wake up. We need to understand what leadership stands for. You are the leaders, but they failed to taught us leadership in school. And I tell you, if you are in a group, there must be a leader there. I thought, when I was young, I thought leadership is being a politician, being the president, governor. That's what leadership stands for. It was later I understood that politicians are just one aspect of leadership. We have religious leadership, we have political leadership, we have traditional leadership, we have leaders in businesses. And were we taught this in school? The answer is no. If you have a family, there must be a leader there. If you are in a community, there must be a leader there. So we all need to understand what leadership stands for. Let's talk leadership. Let's unlearn. Let's relearn. As learn. And I tell you, you can learn in all ramification. The real learning is beyond 4 walls of education. By God's grace, I got my doctorate with honorary, but they saw what I was doing. Doctor of Philosophy in Media and Public Relations. But I tell you, I can back what I have because I have the right information in that space. So leadership and learning is beyond your 4 walls. Let's go out there, learn new things, and don't be afraid to learn. You can learn from. I learn from my children a lot. I learn from my beloved sister Ogodo. I learn from my sister Chizoba. I learn from everyone here. I learn from people. So we should not be, because I tell people the more you learn, the more you earn. So I don't want to bore you with much words. I think, my beloved sister, please help me to welcome my sister, Dr. Nilola. God bless you, Dr. Nilola. Thank you for the support. Oh, my Igwe Ochendu is here. Please, media, I want to have you getting Dr. Igwe Ochendu. Wow. Thank you very much, sir, for the honor. God bless you. Wow, this is beautiful. Please, can the media get that? It's very important. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. I'm not taking it for granted. Igwe Ochendu. Oh, I'm on fire. You want to talk? Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you, my Higwe Ochendu. God bless you, sir. And I tell you, one of those things we need to take out of this hall today, we all need to understand that nothing starts, you start it. Don't wait for things to happen to things. Who you follow, the time is what follows you. What you look at, the time is what you look like. What are you looking at? Who are your models? Someone telling me Bobrisky is my model. Is that the kind of youth we want to produce? Please, your surrounding determines your survivor. What backs you determines what you then dare. You need a lion heart to have a lion share. Yeah, everybody was like, Kings, you did an event 3 months ago and you're doing another one. I know what backs me. So I know what backs me. That's why I can dare a lot of things. And I tell you, we all need to take something out of this hall today. We have these distinguished people. They've packed beautiful presentation to impart every soul and life. So I want to use this medium to say a big thank you to you all, and let the event, let the summit begins. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to put your hands together for that gentleman, because he's the one that has brought all of us here today. And you know, this event is two-faced, because this is the award, or this is the summit rather. Then later on in the evening, there's the award. All right. And you saw a glimpse of the video up there. Please, if your hands are not too heavy, one more time, please put your hands together for Dr. Kings. You can see the fire and the passion. I had to tell him, you are not the MC. Calm down, calm down. All right. So, but when you are passionate, you are passionate. There's something that you said, Dr. Kings. You said, let's stop the ranting on social. I don't know what social media did to you, but you see that ranting is very important. It has to be done because if not for social media, NSAS protests would never have happened. And ladies and gentlemen, it's important that we talk. That's one of the reasons why I went into media, journalism, to have a voice and to lend a voice to those that might not have a voice. But more than speaking, I also went on the streets. You remember, I don't know if all those of you that were NSAS, we had Bannex. You remember? All right, and a lot has to happen. And the thing kicked off and picked off. Guess what? Nobody planned that that thing was going to happen. Sure, you remember? But because enough was enough, and then the request of SARS to end ended. We don't know if they have repackaged them now. You know, we don't know, but at least it's a beginning. So it tells you something. If people come together to make a change, change is possible. I want to encourage us, don't give up on Nigeria. Don't give up on your country. This is the only country that we have. All right? At this point, I'd like to especially welcome and recognize the presence of one of our royal fathers, who, you know, Dr. King was already excited. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, so this is the official one now, the official introduction. So we're going to celebrate him now. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst today, we have His Royal Majesty, Eze Dr. Igwe Ochendu. Please put your hands together for him. Your Royal Majesty, sir, we've met before. Dr. Vivian's event in this same place. Now you remember, I came to meet you in your car, and you promised me 10 million. Today I've got you. We are going home together. Thank you so much for being with us. And also, we have in our midst, please help me celebrate. I'll make, further introductions, with their citations later. Help me celebrate Dr. Ifeoma Anyanwu. She's in our midst today. Where are you? Please just wave your hand so that we can see you. She was the one that camera caught, but she was doing like this. But camera, she have caught you already. All right, of course, you also saw the entrance of another wonderful lady, just like Dr. Ifeoma. And you saw Dr. King's excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me celebrate and make welcome one of our guest speakers, a very fantastic lady. I'll tell you more about her later. Dr. Lola Fafore. There she is. By the time you hear some of these people speak, right? The first time I met Dr. Ifeoma, I was like, so posh. And when she speak the English, oh my Jesus. Oh my God. You're so posh. And you're... Okay. And of course, I have many to tell you about Dr. Lola and His Royal Majesty that is also here with us. I'd like the attention of Dr. Kings, please. Is Dr. Kings available? All right, so that we can know how to organize this. We're expecting so many other people, and we had to start because we could. Dr. Kings, please. We couldn't wait anymore because this event is two-phased, like I told you. This is the morning session. We have to finish it up so that we can go and plan for the evening session. Just a minute, please. All right. We have quickly wanted to agree on something. Now, this event, if you look at the roles and impacts of our traditional rulers and leaders in African governance, how many of you are aware of what is happening in Kano State concerning traditional rulers? How many of you are happy about what is happening? No. How many of you are happy about the switch back? You know what I'm saying? Because Um, I don't know whether to call him Doctor or His Royal Majesty or His Royal Highness. Well, Lamido Sanusi is a very brilliant man. How many of you think that that kind of gentleman should be president of this country? You think so, right? So that means you are happy about what's happening. You see, the role of traditional rulers is too important. Before colonialism, our traditional rulers were the head of the communities. Colonialism came to steal the power that they had. And through this kind of event, we're giving the powers back to them. It's now left to them to step up to the game. Because our traditional rulers were the governors, were the presidents, were the ones that arranged society. You see, and then a governor just sits, wakes up one day and said, an office that's been existing for hundreds of years, before the governor was born, is no more. I think that's rude. I think it's rude. Is it what? It's a slap. It's not even just like, it's a stab. Wow, bros. Adebi, I know you now. The way you are is a stab. But it actually is. It's insult. So we have a lot to do. Our first goodwill message is going to be given to us by a very excellent traditional ruler. And, I like him for one thing. He comes early. Always comes early. The last event that I anchored that I had the privilege of introducing him, he was one of the first to be here. So ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, I'd like to make welcome to the stage to give us a goodwill message about this event. It's something that he has done many times, so he knows what I'm talking about. Please put your hands together for His Royal Majesty, Eze Dr. Igwe Ochendu, to give us a few minutes for his goodwill message. Keep clapping, keep celebrating, keep celebrating. It's important to give honor to whom honor is due. Yes. Wow.
Give me chance.
DJ.
Give me chance.
Uh-huh.
Ikuchikwe mozo na aga majamu kwa kiboa.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Ikingisi ya make everybody babale.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Anafugo da, narafugo dada.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Ikingisi ya make everybody concentrate.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Fearless, atwe. Listen on my back, fearless, lion heart. Listen on my back, unshakable, unstoppable. Ijalama, Mamuja, Mawana, Abuloka, Ajaki Wamba, Asalubamba. Ijala puta mamu kuna boge.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Make everybody babale.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Anafugo da, narafugo dada.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Make everybody concentrate.
Ijele puta mmanwu kuna oboge chenugodi.
Yes. Good afternoon. Greetings, great Nigerians.
Hello, 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 hello.
With humility. Are we together? Service to humanity with what? Humbleness. Leadership is a multifaceted as concept with various approaches and styles that have evolved over time. Two prominent leadership models that often come up in discussions are servant leadership and traditional leadership. Why these models may appear distinct, they also share common principles. Did you understand where I'm going to? Traditional institutions have been existing before we are all born. Just like my brother made a citation in Kano. I'm here today to tell you why things goes up, goes down in the traditional manner. Are you still happy? Let's delve into the differences and similarity between servant leadership and traditional leadership, shedding light on unique characteristics and exploring how they can complement each other in modern leadership practices. Traditional leadership is a leadership born in the midst of traditional society or a newly growing society. Take for instance, I come from Igbo extraction. It is because of the interest, the growing society, the understanding between a particular ethnic group, like Igbo nation. Nobody was born Igwe in Abuja. But some obvious reasons, we started grouping ourselves for peaceful coexistence. Wherever you see 5, 10, 50 people, there must be leadership, whether born or nominated. Are we together? By so doing, people's interests could be managed, woven into government interests, especially after 4 years in Nigeria concept. Igwe, we need their people. Why is it so every 4 years? That is a question for another day. Why is it every 4 years? You gather people because of governmental interests. Let's go. Traditional leadership, like I said, they have the answer to the objective condition when problems in their lives and lives collide. I think that is the most ancient in our society today. If you're a governor, if you're a president, you must eventually retire to somewhere, traditional institution, if you have the calling. Are you there? No wonder governor of CBN, one thing he prayed, that God will give him enablement, empowerment to retire back to the palace. But in the first instance, it couldn't work that way because security gives way for conspirators. Are we together? There are people that are untouchable in every society. If you step on their toes, find it hotter than they found it in Kano State. That is aspect of traditional leadership. They are saddled with authority. You dare not ask them why. Monarch will rise up one morning and say, just like military, stop this. Not minding the interests of your followers. For those of you who may not be acquainted with what I'm talking about, make your research. We are trying to modelize it with the knowledge we have today. We are trying to make it to look humanly. A monarch is not and can never be a spirit. That is why people like us appear wherever you call us. We interact with people. In Igbo dialect, they say, Igwe no they eat outside. Two of us, they only when the wife fed Igwe very well. If you take Igwe to Transcorp, I will eat you. Are we together? Let's go. A traditional leader usually reflects on authoritarian approach, like I said. Authoritarian approach. We are progressing. In our activities today, such characteristics cannot lead us anywhere. It cannot. Sound opinion of people, there are people that God meant to be your followers. They are on top of the wrong and can issue orders, give conditions, and of course, however they see it and pronounce it, that is the way they receive it back. Let us look at three traditional leadership styles. Authoritarian means very autocratic in nature. You do not know the feeling of people. You don't have the interest of people. You only get up and issue order because you are a man placed on authority. Number two is participative, democratic in nature. At least you can bear witness that when I enter this arena, I did not enter with my wife, I did not enter alone. Is that not true? Igwe must work along with cabinets who understands the vision, and we call them co-visioners. Are we together? And the third is delegative. Like 30 years to come now, I believe if God spare my life, this kind of program should be on delegative approach. Are you with me? Then you ought to have trained. Any leader that cannot train leaders, you're a failure. I'm talking of you for your family. Doctor, you must be able to take challenge to train doctor. No wonder my brother here has impacted a lot in our lives. I moved down to US. Two of us. We'll bring you back. Because people like you are supposed to take the flag of this country. Clap for him, everybody. They said a drop of water from an ocean. When he started, you never know you're going too far. But God put something inside you. And today, everybody is celebrating our great leader, Ninus. God will preserve you for all of us. Having broken even on the traditional leadership, as it were, let us quickly look at another fundamental structure on leadership called servant leadership. Servant leadership. Servant leadership. I keep echoing. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy built on the belief that the most effective leaders strive to serve others rather than accrue power or taking control. Jesus, I wash your feet for you to wash my people's feet. That's it for you. Humility, what I'm talking about. Servant leader. Not I. Who are you? Even as a king, Nebuchadnezzar misunderstood the concept and God made him to wither. If you ask me, I would prefer to be a servant leader. Asking you, have you taken water? Before myself, Lord, pack everything in my boots. It's not done anywhere. You will lose your ground. You lose your fellowship, followers. We have come today to rub our minds, to reason together, so that those of us God has put some endowments in leadership call can pick something and change the way of our approach. I hope I'm not hurting anybody here. I should go ahead. No wonder Martin Luther King said, we may have all come on a different ship, but we are here. We are in the same boat now. Leadership we are talking about. Some people came here by KK drive, by beautiful cars. We are in the same hut. We are talking about leadership. How you will approach it and get it better, transform Nigeria, transform Africa. I think I deserve a round of applause now. A servant leader focuses primarily on the growth and well-being of people and the community to which they belong. You must be a visionary leader. You must be thinking of, how can I get it better for this woman? Is it that he doesn't have money to train the children? Make call if you have the might, have the power. University of Abuja, please, I have 2 candidates. Admission, Madam will be dancing. No wonder Moses was at the mountain, Aaron was dancing with the Israelites. Is that not true? Must nurse it, get it right for the entire people to be celebrating. Are we together? But the fault, dear Brutus, is not on our stars, but in ourselves. This simply means that your foundation matters most. Your foundation matters most. Society gets corrupted. We miss our track in the society simply because our parents have failed to do their own obligation, what they ought to have done when you are a kid. Take for instance, when you are 5, I think you don't take most of the decisions. Your parents take decisions for you. If they program you well, you grow well. And when you grow well, family grows well, village grows well, society grows well. That is why when the foundation is weak, we end up to have record of most of our youths today. Wake up, do the needful, is on bed with a very dangerous drink called bullets. They will pay the price because it's caffeinated. pressing their phone to defraud whoever. For how long will you continue doing that? Because you serve Yahoo. And youths, there is still hope for you. If you can learn what you're supposed to learn today, learn to unlearn what you have learned. There is still hope. No man is an island. Meet that man, that woman is a achiever. He will tell you how he started. He started by being a disciplined man and woman, abiding by the law and the order. If you're a student, there is no shortcut to pass the exam than to read. You believe in Expo, it cannot work. If you work today, it cannot work this year. Are we together? Yes. Most time I'm in the palace. Nobody gives me time. That's why I'm very autocratic. But I want to put that cap today and become a democratic leader. Thank you very much. Rounding up, characteristics of servant leadership. They are very good at listening, empathy. There is exemplified empathy towards their team members. They honor others. Whenever you meet them, there's healing takes place. Awareness, foresight, committed to the growth of their people, and etc. Summarily, I'd like to mention the characteristics of good leadership. To find yourself, am I in line with this tune? Am I going to learn something to change what we think is standard, but it's not standard in our system? A good leader must be decisive, especially the ability to make decisions, particularly when under pressure. Have you ever found yourself under pressure before? A good leader will think this way, minus, plus, and come out with something. You better take that decision than not taking a decision at all. Transparency. You must be able to empower others. There must be clear communication and resilience. Conclusion. A desire than belief, and eventually becoming. Thank you for your time and listening. God, you, I still remain your cultural servant, the Lion King, assured. Shake here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thought you stand to your feet. Please let the clap keep going on. Keep clapping, keep clapping. Fangirls. His consistency project is marry orphan girls out because they are orphans, or is it the one that is sharing wheelbarrow to, or is he a member of House of Rep? One leadership. But we can do things better. So I really want to thank you, Igwe, for your talk on leadership. I apologize because you are actually supposed to give a goodwill message, but you went into your lecture very smoothly. And he said something. He said his talk is for everybody. And it is true. It has been recorded and it will be replayed on all social medias so that everybody can hear what you have to offer this great country. Can we celebrate Igwe one more time? So is it okay? Can I have that, your speech? Please, I'd like to have a copy because he broke it down as it should be done. Thank you so much. So this is my personal one, Tansk. Okay, I wanted to talk a bit about Dr. Linus, but I think he stepped out for a bit. But we'll be moving on to our next guest speaker. And we have a lot of things to learn here, and there's also entertainment for us, so please get ready to be impacted by all that. Just a minute while I get to my document here. The next person coming to talk to us is somebody I met briefly, but people have an aura, people have a grace, and you just know that this person, there's a lot of grace coming with her. Let me read you something about her. I have a lot of names, so allow me to just scroll through until I get there. Okay. Apologies. Okay, so it's not on this list. Is it Doris, Cecilia? If you have a soft copy of the list, if you can help me with a soft copy so that I don't take all the time to look for this one. So that I don't keep scrolling. Yes, DJ, we can have some music, but I need to do this very importantly. Please put your hands together for Dr. Linus. Dr. Linus, I want to say sorry to you. Let me tell you why. With all your leadership talk about leadership, motivation, and pushing people, there are some leaders that is new anthem that they are debating. After all your motivation for a better Nigeria. But like His Royal Majesty said, the leadership of this country lies in the hands of us young people. And if you think you shouldn't be interested in politics and leadership, you are wrong. Because the wrong people will continue to take office if the right people don't stand up. You know, they say evil continues to prevail when good men sit down and do nothing. Before I introduce my next speaker, a very excellent motivator and leadership driver said, leadership is being positive in a negative situation. Do you think that makes sense? Leadership is the organization and coordination of resources, relationships, and energies in a productive context for divine results. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering who said that, it is the most excellent Dr. Linus Okorie. Please, can we celebrate him one more time? I know what it took for him to come here. I was at the last event. We took a picture together. And so you have not replied my message. Because I even sent you the picture. So please, sir, you will reply me today. So he's coming to talk to us, but that is after maybe much, much later. This person I'm bringing up has 25 years experience in business. She's popularly known as Ife Ogodo. She has successfully built a name for herself in the fashion and beauty industry. When you see her, you will know, you will understand. She was born as a second child in a family of 6 and a graduate of English from the University of Ibadan, which happens to be my alma mater, by the way. I don't want to call her name. She became a fashion entrepreneur by following her passion and establishing the foremost beauty salon in Abuja called Strands. She owes her success to 2 things: God and perseverance. One quality a leader must have is perseverance. She's the brain behind Ogodo Fashion House and Strands Braiding Salon right in the heart of Abuja. It is worthy of note that her entrepreneurial journey does not begin and end with Ogodo Fashion House. She runs a mentorship academy. You see why she's coming to talk to us, called BABE, like Babe. Babe Mentorship Academy. Brains, attitude, beauty, and enterprise. I think it's an acronym that we should learn. Brains, attitude, beauty, and enterprise. As an entrepreneurship coach, where she grooms the youth on how to start and stay in business, thereby leveraging on whatever your hands find to do, do it. She has graced many reputable leadership platforms as a guest speaker, just like this one, championed the entrepreneurship course. It is also worthy to note that she has well over 30 awards. Please, I thought you would clap for that. Well over 30 awards to her name in both fashion, beauty industry, and mentorship, out of which she has won the Female Entrepreneur of the Year awards on different occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, with a rousing round of applause, please help me welcome the very beautiful and most excellent Dr. Ifeoma Anyanwu. I'm not hearing you clap. I'm not hearing you clap. She looks like her work, you know. Keep clapping until she comes up here. She's somebody who is full of energy and excitement, and you're going to receive some of it in a few minutes while she talks to us. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dr. Kings, I want to welcome everybody to this very timely summit. Timely because the nation is at a crossroad where leadership is basically what will steer the ship of this great country. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, I would like to give honor to whom honor is due. Sometimes, or most times, when you're a giant, it's because you're standing on the shoulders of giants. I have stood on the shoulder of Dr. Linus Okorie. I've attended his leadership course. For anyone aspiring to be a leader, Godney Leadership Center is a place to be. There's so much in terms of knowledge. Just when you think you know it all, you meet somebody that has been doing it for a lifetime. Please, I want everybody to clap for Dr. Linus Okorie. We're here to talk about the role and the impact of traditional rulers and leaders in African governance. I would leave the definition of leadership to Mr. Leader himself. I'm going to be talking about the importance of traditional rulers. Who is a traditional ruler? He's a ruler at grassroots. A traditional ruler is and should be the first and foremost set of people who must reach in anything leadership or governance. Why? They are the custodian of culture. Nigeria is fast losing culture. And one of the reasons is because we have relegated the traditional rulers to the background. Let me take you back during the time of the colonial time. They were able to penetrate and succeed and move people out of Africa because most of them worked closely with the traditional rulers. They couldn't have achieved as much as they did if their policies, the colonial masters, didn't work with them to interpret what they wanted to do. Nigeria is where it is today because we have turned our traditional rulers to beggars, when they should be championing the cause of the great nation. Some of us don't even know our traditional rulers, where we are coming from. That's a big problem. We don't know who our traditional rulers are. We don't care. Some of us visit our village. We don't even acknowledge their presence. I'm here to take you on 3 major things: the importance of traditional rulers, the effect of having them at the helm of affairs, and the solution for nation building. So I'm going to start with, why should we honor the traditional rulers? First and foremost, a lot of people are canvassing for the change of the 1999 Constitution. And one of the reasons is because the authority and the power of traditional rulers is not emphasized on the Constitution. So when you don't give them constitutional backing, how can they perform? How will they be respected? One of the major importance of having them at the helm of affairs, and one of the solutions to where Nigeria is right now, is that they are actually, you see all this insecurity we're having all over the place. If we go back to the grassroots, we will not have as much insecurity that we have in the country. Remember, the traditional rulers are custodians of culture. Every part of Nigeria is in ethnic groups. The traditional rulers understand their language. They know who these individuals are. If they want to fish them out, they know who they are. But because they are not recognized, they just sit down and smile. We hear of traditional rulers being killed. We hear kidnapped. We hear of their houses being burnt down. Wow. That is how much disrespect and dishonor that has come to that. If we're ever going to talk about the rise of Nigeria, we have to go back to how it is done and how it should be done. Insecurity. Empower traditional rulers. Put them at the heads of affairs. They understand their language. They know where they're coming from. They can talk to them. They are peacemakers. When trouble is arising in any village or any part of the country, the first question is, who is the traditional ruler in that area? Until we get back to that, we'll continue having insecurity. So first thing that they do, important role they play, is in security. What about dissemination of information? We have policies. Every day we sit back and we hear federal government is coming up with this policy. They have one thing or the other. How well does it get down to the grassroots? Because they're relegated to the background, how do they interpret these policies? Who is speaking to them? And that's why it looks that there's chaos in the country. The youths are not being carried along. Most of all these people are coming from their villages to look for greener pastures in the city. But if they are not groomed from the village, they flout the laws. They don't know what it stands. Is every man to himself. How does Nigeria get out of this pit hole that we find ourselves? Every policy must be discussed at grassroots level. Every policy, whether relevant or irrelevant. Then these traditional rulers will take their place and explain to them the importance of that policy in the language they understand. Just like the traditional ruler said, the doctor traditional that just left, he said very clearly, he was very clear, he said that until we recognize the role they play, it becomes a problem. Quickly, last but not the least, one important role of traditional rulers is unity, bringing people together, community after community. We cannot eradicate community wars, but when you have traditional rulers that are sitting at the helm of affairs, that are in charge of their position, that they understand the power that they carry, that they know that the custodian of all these things, they begin to deliberate before it gets out of hand. We know what happened recently in Delta State. Before the soldiers would get in, if the traditional rulers were sitting in place and empowered, trust me, that village would have not been brought down, or that unruliness would have not happened. Unity. Let me quickly look at factors that affect when we don't recognize their power. The opposite of everything I have said is exactly what will happen. Nigeria has to get to a place. And you know, when a traditional ruler comes in, just like when he walked in, because we are so modernized, a lot of people don't understand that a royal father is an honorable man and deserves a standing ovation anytime they appear. Youths, what are we doing in Nigeria? We are shipping our children abroad without teaching them culture, respect. It all starts from the grassroots. They are royal fathers for a reason. You need their blessing to succeed. You cannot run for an office without going back to your village. And if they don't support you, you know what will happen. It's a shame if you run for an election and your ward does not vote for you. That is what they'll hear. Even if you win, they'll say, you know, winning ward down. Traditional rulers. Very key and very important. Another important thing, the emergence of open court has relegated the traditional courts, where they know how to handle affairs. We bring everything to Abuja, we bring everything to Lagos, forgetting that these things can be handled at the grassroots level. Without taking much of your time, I will conclude by saying that until we get it right at the grassroots level, like I always tell people, when Dr. Kings met me and said that this is the topic, I said it's very timely. Nigeria is at crossroads. We have to go back to our traditional rulers. Not just going back, we have to empower them financially. Honor them. Let them be more visible. Whether they're in Abuja, whether they're in Imo State, whether they're in any part of the Southwest, everywhere they are. Just like they rightly pointed out. His Royal Highness Sanusi. Let us get and give recognition to whom recognition is due. The answer to Nigeria is no other than going back to grassroots, ensuring that the leadership starts from there. That is how we function. That's how we get back. Thank you.
Can we celebrate her bigger than that, better than that? Sorry, Dr. Ifam, I think you took my piece of paper. Ladies and gentlemen, let these conversations at this summit not just end in talk, let there be action added. And you can Okay, so very quickly, our next speaker, she is the Deputy Director of Huawei Nigeria in the Public Affairs and Communication Department / publicity expert and a representative of for ATCOM, that's All Telecom Company of Nigeria. She's also on the advisory board and a member of Women in Tech Nigeria. She's also an active member of Women in ITU, that's International Telecom Union. She's somebody I know personally because we're very close. And she's very well traveled and very well read. Do you know, one day I asked her, I said, Auntie, you have traveled a lot. Why have you not japa? And you know what she said to me? She said, every country has its own challenges. The country you are running to, the challenges are waiting for you there. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen this new trend, which is hashtag reverse japa? Some Nigerians are coming back because they have seen Shege in the place that they thought was the land of everything. Okay, we'll talk more about that. She has a BSc in mathematics, an MBA in human resources, and an MSc in information technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to talk with us. Briefly, Dr. Fafore Nihilola Mary. Please put your hands together for her. Don't worry, when she talks, you will know why you need to clap. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping as she comes on stage to talk to us briefly.
Good afternoon, everyone, Your Excellency, and everyone that is here. I'm standing on existing protocol. It was a good speech. Thank you, Dr. Ifema. And I also enjoyed the goodwill message from His Royal Highness. And it's also good to have a brother, a big brother here too, whom I've met quite some time too. Thank you very much. All right, my name is Dr. Nilola Fafure. And I'm actually happy about this program because it's a very unique platform where for the first time we are having the traditional leaders and also leaders in the various industries together to talk about their roles and impact. And for me, I think in this generation, it's actually important for us to be able to go back to our grassroots because we have neglected the roles that the traditional rulers have played in the past, but they're still there. And it's actually a good timing at this crucial period of this country to have them together with us. And I think this should be a continuous practice, a continuous collaboration. And we also need to have the youth actually to be properly groomed. You know, my friend here, Mr. Bidemi, talked about, asking me some questions. There's what we call now the Jakarta thing, right? Because the truth here is this. Every one of us have a very significant role to play in our space. Whatever space you find yourself, whatever industry you find yourself, you have a major role to play. And that's the truth. Because the truth is that, yes, we have a lot of people who have born leaders, and we have people who have to learn to be leaders based on their mentorship role. Well, I come from the telecom industry, and I've been with Huawei for 16 years, And I've taken a lot of roles, which was based majorly on, for instance, courage. You know, a lot of our leaders have that significant and similar trait. It's courage, ability to be able to speak up and stand for your people. This has certain traits that are important because most of us understand the fact that we have a lot of people who need to rely on you to be able to bring out that potentials in them. However, from where I come from in my telecom industry, like he has given my profiles, the truth here is that we have been able to accomplish several things based on the fact that we choose to want to make impact. We choose to be able to say, I need to take up this role because I want people to hear about this. I want people to know about this. So I'll be diverting into telecom. That's its technology. But I'll just give you just a background about also women leadership. Thank you. So let me just give you some summary I just put together. Well, for much of history, leadership has been closely associated with traditionally masculine qualities such as power, strength, and authority. This perception of leadership often included traits like being autocratic, decisive, and even brutal, with a focus on command and control. Leadership are expected to be figures of fear and dominance, maintaining their position through an unquestionable authority. I love what our honorable traditional leader said. Like, he is a leader, but at the same time, he actually lead them. He has empathy. I could feel his compassion when he walked in. I can see he has his cabinet around him, and I can see the love and they have towards him. It tells you a lot about leaders. Many times, someone is very observant whenever I find myself anywhere, and I actually try to understand how people relate with their followers. It's a very good example. Please give him a round of applause once more. There's this scenario about Jacinda, that's under the Prime Minister of New Zealand. So that one of the criticisms she faced over the years is that she says she's not aggressive enough, she's not assertive enough, or maybe somehow she's empathetic, and which translates to being weak. She totally rebelled against that, and she refused that. That is not supposed to be. A leader should be compassionate and strong. She said leadership is about compassion, empathy, and the ability to take decisive actions that serve the people. I can tell you about leaders. Leaders are someone that in any room they can identify situations that most people cannot. It's just innate in them. And it's because of the love they have. If you don't have love, you cannot be a leader. But I want to encourage, thank you, I want to encourage every one of us that, see, Nigeria is where it is today, but the truth is that we are where we are because at some point we're going to get here, right? But the truth is that we have to take a collective decision and effort, irrespective of your status, irrespective of your industry, irrespective of your religion. It is important for you to do the right thing. I told my mom some time ago, I had some issues. I said, Mama, there's nothing wrong with doing the right thing. It might take a while, but the truth is that the consequences for not doing the right thing, you will surely pay it with a lot of years of your life or something somehow, because the universe itself knows how to pay us back. And thank you. I also want to talk about Huawei. Huawei has been in Nigeria for over 25 years, and we have been one of the leading ICT company globally. And but in Nigeria, we've been here for 25 years, and we have been very how would I put it? We have been instrumental to the growth of telecom industry, and that is why you see that he mentioned me traveling, because I have to be able to do what we call leading as a consultant sometimes, to be able to direct them on successful cases that's been deployed in other countries. But in what we do also, we have diverted to what we call the youth. In the youth also, we have designed what we call having Nigeria as one of the high city hub in Africa. And since 2013, we have been doing a lot of leading and, how do I put it, training young people about technology. During the COVID, I'm sure a lot of you saw so many stories of how even America could actually affirm that Nigeria youth are really doing tremendous in terms of technology anywhere in the world. I can tell you today that we have produced over 25,000 engineers in Nigeria that have actually been disbursed across the world. Some of them are in telecom industry today, as CEOs, as CTOs, and some of them also are in other countries as a major strategic leaders. And I would like to use this opportunity to tell you that we are doing so much, even for women. I am one of the leading women in Huawei, and I've been there for 16 years. And I can tell you we have a lot of mentorship programs in leading women, and we give room for women as well. But I'm also of the opinion that we should never forget the boy child. Thank you very much. I think at this point, this is what I can. God bless you.
I thought she deserves a bigger round of applause than that. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing I'm looking forward to in this country is, and if you think you agree with me, maybe you should clap when I say it. One thing I'm looking forward to in this country is our first female president. Even the women are not even clapping. Now, wow. I heard one all right there, but that's all. Hello. But look, it has happened in many countries. They didn't plan for it, but it happened. Benazir Bhutto. Is that Pakistan? Yes. And then is it the Gandhis? Yes. Indira Gandhi? Yeah. And then we have Selif in Liberia. What's her name? You know? Everywhere. And look, if women are in office, governorship, leadership will be quite different because of the natural passion that women have. Women, I think you should celebrate yourself. Is this the best that women can do? Hey, God, oh. Okay, oh. Women, if you don't celebrate yourself, somebody else will celebrate themselves as women. Women, you are dear. Somebody is winning best dressed female. Look at you. I will not say more than that. Well, he's somewhere now proving that he's not a female, he's a male. At this point, we'll be doing a lot of talking, all right? And I know that Otumba is very ready to give it to us, but not yet. We'll be doing a lot of talking. Why don't we relax and just be entertained for a little bit before we continue in this wonderful occasion. Coming to thrill us now in dance drama. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please put your hands together for the Black Bones Theater. Please put your hands together for them as they come to entertain us with dance drama. Please, if you see something you like in their performance, please give them a round of applause all the time. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Wait. Let me not say ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, if you love what you saw, make some noise. What a man can do. What a man can do. See the way they were drumming. I don't think I've seen ladies just totally ladies drumming. Please celebrate them one more time. And do you know the important part? They carry their drum by themselves. We made. You know, so, and I like that because with all the makeup and all the lovely hair, they were doing traditional stuff. So you say, no, my fingernails is still ladies, especially, you know, Gen Z, TikTok, every day. Are you having seizures? Do you know that some people now, they qualify their progress with how much they can do a trending dance? What is that? The same TikTok that we hear is used by some countries to advance technology. Come and see steps that we are dancing. These steps are not bad though. Do you understand? But after the steps, I hope there's something inside your brain. You know? Please let's celebrate Black Bones Theater one more time. I think that was very energetic, and they were so excited. Thank you so much, Black Bones Theater. All right, I hope you're having light refreshment. Because when they say light refreshment, somebody say, I just want some light refreshment, like 2 eba. No, that's not light refreshment. Eba is not light refreshment. Okay. We have our very special next speaker. But he's not just a speaker, he's a speaker of speakers. And he's coming up to talk to us. This very excellent gentleman, first of all, I like how he dresses because he has a very good taste in fashion. May I not visit his wardrobe one day? He's a renowned leadership development coach and human capital development consultant. Not like he needs any introduction, but you know, for formality's sake, and because of the video, right? For over 20 years, he has been known as a relentless icon in the quest for good leadership in public and corporate governance in Nigeria. His vast experience in leadership, coaching, mentoring, and advocacy across the world has distinguished him as a trusted name in leadership excellence. He is the founder and president, Guardians of the Nation International, Gotney, as well as the CEO of Gotney Leadership Centers, GLC. Since its inception, he has piloted Gotney to become Nigeria's foremost leadership capital development organization, including the establishment of Gotney Leadership Center in Abuja, which aims to pioneer the emergence of a new breed of well-equipped and competent leaders to filtrate the public and private sector hierarchies, in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. He's a resource person and consultant for training of top-level civil servants, government officials, military and paramilitary, as well as the private sector. He is the West African representative of Adair International UK. I thought you were going to start clapping by now. He has received several local, national, and international awards and recognitions, including the United States Government International Visitors Leadership Program, IVLP. And you know, that award is not given to just anybody, you know. He's the Power Networker Award, or the Power Networker Award for Community Leadership Development in Africa. He's an accomplished author and speaker who has graced many live conferences like this one, radio and television, which is, by the way, where I first heard him, on political platform, you know. So radio and television platform across Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and USA as guest speaker, trainer, and advisor. Ladies and gentlemen, to make welcome to the stage our keynote speaker. If you want to stand, you can stand, because you see,
Hello, my name is Brian Tracy, and I'm a professional speaker and management consultant. And I want to introduce you to my good friend, Linus Okori.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Dr. Linus Okori.
Is there anybody in this room that would like to make a difference? Can I hear you say, I? Look at your neighbor and say, do you know who I am? If you know who I am today, you will buy me lunch this afternoon. Your Royal Highness Ambassador Dr. Igwe Ochendo, Chukwu the JP, Ogidibo Buruburu. Our big brother and powerful leader of note, Otumba, Dr. Israel Oladele. I salute you, sir. I salute you. All of the great leaders that have spoken before me, Dr. Ifeoma Anyanwu and Fafere, and all of the powerful leaders, in fact, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that are all seated here today, may I respectfully honor each and every one of you. You are very, very well honored. The great organizer of this program and the one that has brought all of us together, may I congratulate you for putting this historical event together. Well done, my brother. Thank you for bringing all of us together. I will never forget that day. I was only 19 years old. 19 years old when the spirit of leadership development hit me all the way in Owerri. I'm talking about 31 years ago. I couldn't sleep when the idea of a Nigeria that will work as a result of sound leadership capital. It was in my heart daily, thinking about how could we raise a continent, a nation that will grow and prosper because there's quality leadership capital practiced by leaders across all fronts. I began to dream and see great visions of the future. It's been 31 years after, ladies and gentlemen. I have traveled the world, sat down to learn from the very best in the world, in the greatest institutions around the world. I've done my research again and again, and I've realized that nothing happens until leadership capital is in place. No company can make progress. No individual can make progress. In fact, any individual who is not able to take leadership care of his personal or her personal life will not be able to make any progress. In fact, life in itself is a fact that when leaders decide to lead, then they lead with a difference. And that was what happened to a gentleman called Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew, many years ago, represented his country when his country was thrown out of Malaysia with no resources, no single resources. Malaysia threw them out. And Singapore, a small country that had no resources, all what they had was simply human beings. Human beings. A couple of human beings. And Singapore was at that point in time not respected. And then one man decided to take responsibility for leadership, Lee Kuan Yew. And most recently, I was listening to him, and I hear a man speak with so much passion. And he said, I quote him, he said, I have built this country with my life. I have built this nation with my life. So what have I gotten? A successful Singapore. Nations are not built by the rise of leaders who are interested in their pockets. Nations are not built by individuals who are simply not thinking legacy. Nations are built by men and women who are committed to, first of all, transform as individuals, and then they can commit to build systems, build something, build somebody, build an organization, build a nation. And that was why Evita Peron, the former wife of the great president of Argentina in 1948, Conde Peron, Evita Peron said something very powerful. He said, my greatest fear in life is to be forgotten. My greatest fear in life is to be what? Forgotten. And this woman went ahead to support her husband to build such a pro-poor policy that she helped every poor person in Argentina. If you are sick, you will get a sick leave, which means you will get money for being sick. And she was so powerful supporting the poor that that woman helped the husband to win a second term in office. And when the husband won a second term in office, that woman died at the age of 33. And when she died, an entire nation decided that she will not be buried. Don't cry for me, Argentina. An entire nation refused for her to be buried. And that woman, her corpse became such a very powerful tool that politicians were using it for political gains. They stole her body to Italy. And later it was returned back to the country, all for politics. And today, Evita Peron is no more. But in Argentina, she's become an institution. Who is interested in legacy here? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody in this room? If you are interested in legacy, the most important investment you can make for yourself is to become an outstanding leader. What it means is that, listen, that we must know that in human race, nothing is worth the making if it doesn't make the man. Why build this city is glorious? Why man unbuilded goes? The man that is unbuilded in the practice of leadership is a forgotten man. It's a man that appears present but absent. Wealth doesn't make men. Wealth doesn't make men. You can make money without a name. Show me all the people that have made money in this country through politics for many years. Where are they? Show me where they are. Show me, please. Show me. Those who have occupied positions, who, when they were governors, when they were in the House of Assemblies, when they were in the House of Parliament, where they were powerful individuals shaking the dire systems and grabbing all they could grab. Show me where they are. In the next 40, 50 years, some of them will become vegetables. You will never find them anywhere. And that is why nations that have made great progress, there have been nations that have invested heavily in the leadership capital of their citizens. Because when an individual operates a leadership system, that individual becomes an institution for good. I'm not calling for you to be a good man. You might be a good man, but you're not a leader. I'm calling for you to be a transformational leader that operates 4 systems I want to share with you today. Anybody wants to know the systems I want to share with you today? In a time when the world today is a global village, the world today, ladies and gentlemen, is in my palms. Distance is dead. What it means is that to operate in the world of today, you must operate in the future. You must learn how to operate in the future. In fact, there is, in this room, success in everybody's future. But guess what? To operate in that, you must be able to learn how to go through a path, a road less traveled. That road less traveled is the path of vision. What it means is that no leader can grow and build systems and change nations and change organizations without the embracing of the vision intelligence. Vision is simply the ability to see beyond the current reality. Is there anybody in this room that has no money in your pocket right now? Anybody in this room? I mean, you literally have no money in your pocket, in your bank account. Anybody? I don't believe you, sir. Is there anybody in this room? If you have no money in your pockets, it's not a license to say that you are finished. It's not a license to say that your generation is gone. It's not a license for you to behave in certain ways. It's a license for you to find a vision. What could be? What could be of my future? What is in the future for me? Ability to see tomorrow clearly in your mind of a future that is giving you a place to make a big difference in the world. Every sector is looking for visionaries who wants to play big in politics in a different way. You want to make a difference. You want to serve humanity. You want to become a servant leader in politics, like the king said. It's an act of vision that can make that happen. Today, as I'm talking to you right now, I have closed my eyes and I've seen a future of what? A 7-star leadership university in the city of Abuja that will become an institution where leaders will be groomed in all specific areas and save Nigeria from where Nigeria is today. I have seen it. December 27, 2027, it will be open to the public. I have seen it. It's a $50 million project. I have seen it. I have seen it. Don't ask me how. I have seen it. The world will come here to learn from us. We will stop going to Harvard to learn how to lead in Nigeria, because the local culture is here. That's what I'm talking to you about. What it means is that any of you can dream, can have the vision intelligence to dream of what could be in your personal life, and then stretch yourself to accomplish it. We can have a corporate vision of a Nigeria that works for everybody, not for the rich, and we make it happen. A new generation of leaders are emerging in this country. Who is one amongst seated here today? So vision intelligence is important. The other thing that is important is the knowledge intelligence. You call it the learning intelligence. The learning intelligence. So in this room right now, I want to let you know that there's a body of knowledge on every single item on this earth. There's a body of knowledge on how to handle the microphone. There's a body of knowledge. In fact, if any of you is a Nigerian and you are in New York and they give you a microphone, can I have a microphone? Anybody with a microphone? Can I have a microphone? Give me the microphone. If you are a Nigerian and you are in New York and they ask you to speak, how are we going to know you are a Nigerian? We're going to know you are a Nigerian because you must do this. The second thing that you could do will be, in the international system, you have failed. Because they will know you are from Nigeria. You have exported local culture in the international arena. So you are a Johnny just come. But for you to be able to understand what I'm telling you about, there's a body of knowledge on how to use this microphone. Everybody who knows, who's a speaker globally, knows that it's not the speaker's job to know what happens to the microphone. There's somebody designed to do what? To ensure that the microphone is working. Your job as a speaker is to do what? Just speak. That's it. It's a global system. There's a body of knowledge on how to speak with power and influence. There's a body of knowledge on how to be a great leader. There's a body of knowledge on how to be a technical star in what you do. There's a body of knowledge on how to be number one in what you do. There's a body of knowledge in every sector. In fact, there's a body of knowledge on how to even smile. You don't know there's a body of knowledge for smiling? You can go to a school that they can teach you how to smile. You don't know? If customer service matter to us at all, then we must learn from this lady. This lady that I met in Dubai. I met this lady in Dubai. I was coming from America, tired. I was literally tired, and then I walked into a hotel, and then a young lady far away in that hotel began to face me. She faced me, and she was smiling. I have never seen that kind of smile before. That smile was so engaging that I didn't know when I started smiling. I began to smile broadly. And she was walking towards me. I said, eh? As she kept coming towards me, smiling like that. And then she gave me something in a cup. I didn't know when I drank what was in the cup. I would have died just like that. As I drank it, strength was restored in my body. And then I asked myself, I want to ask this audience, was it the smile or what was in the cup that gave me strength? The smile. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what the power of smiles can do. Anybody who wants to know that Nigeria can actually create customer service executives who have mastered the act of smiling in our banks, in our organizations, because what I see today, there are things that have capacity to kill businesses. They have killed thousands of businesses because we take humans who have not mastered the act of smiling and put them on front desk. So when you get into an office, you see somebody with a face like this. Can I help you? And so people just walk away. There's economics in smiling. People don't understand that. There's a body of knowledge around it. What does that mean? What it means is that as any leader seated here today, it's your capacity, your job to create a learning system for yourself so that every day, 3-4 hours a day, you are stretching your mind to learn something new that can bring you forward in this life. So who's going to do one book per week with me? For a start. One book per week. Who's going to come to the Godly Leadership Center for Advanced Leadership Program for 5 days? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? For 5 days on scholarship? No. I'll double your price. What does that mean? A learning system. I've mentioned a vision intelligence, right? The second one is a learning system. Let me tell you something. Humans are, every human you see is a complexity. Is that correct? Every human you see, to observe a complexity as such as that must be an important task for you. Because you can interpret behaviors from this complexity that can help you and help your life. But we don't know how to study humans. People come to us and are smiling, and we're not studying the body language to understand that he's not a friend, he's a foe. You guys don't understand. The human dynamics. So what am I talking to you about? You must learn how to develop the capacity to learn everything and every day. Number 3, you must learn executive intelligence. Executive intelligence as a leader. What does it mean to learn executive intelligence? Every African leader, if you do not have executive intelligence, you are lost. 3 components of executive intelligence. Number 1, ability to work with all manner of humans, including wicked people. Ability to work with wicked people. Ability to work with what? Wicked people. Ability to work with difficult people. Ability to work with people who have seen you finish. Do you understand that? It's executive intelligence. You must have the ability to be able to say, I am wrong. My idea is old-fashioned wrong. The subordinate's idea is correct, is the right one. All these things that I am right, I've been here for 30 years, has killed our institutions. Not allowing fresh ideas to emerge. How can you be an MD of a company and the moment you start a meeting, it's your idea all through? You can't allow members of your team to contribute. They contribute, you say, you say, my friend, I'm talking. And everybody shuts down. That's what has killed our country today. And number 3, ability to find people who are quality, who have capacity, people who have the merit, the real merit, people who have capacity in our spaces is important, and put them to work with us rather than our uncles and our brothers and our friends. That's executive intelligence. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, emotional intelligence. And today I'll just focus on mind leadership. Mind leadership. Seated here today, everybody seated here today, some of you are in real battles right now. Some of you right now are here, your minds are in your village. There are battles raging. There are things you are thinking about in your mind. How do you learn how to protect your mind from external and internal aggressors and control your mind in such a way that you can focus on what is possible? That's mind leadership. That's emotional intelligence. If we can look beyond the difficulties we are facing in this country and focus on the possibilities of our dreams and our lives, I can tell you the truth, we can become all that we can be. How many persons are ready to become outstanding in this room? How many persons are ready to run with me in this room to be the best we can be? Rise on your feet and repeat after me. Say, I. Mention your name. I choose to become an outstanding leader. I choose to be a way maker in my organization. I choose to be a voice for good for my country. I choose to matter, so I will stretch to learn, to build a culture of excellence in everything I do. So today, I leave this room with a fired mindset to reinvent myself like Linus Okore did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you, let's make it happen. Thank you.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny.
I thought we were going to celebrate Dr. Linus Okore better than that. Put your hands together.
I believe, I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, a leader is always a leader, and Dr. Linus is a leader. One beautiful thing about a leader is accessibility to him. The very first time I met Dr. Linus, I asked for his number. Before I finished, He collected my phone and he typed it in. How many international leaders can you just freely ask for their numbers and they will give it to you? It's a different thing if they respond to you because they are so busy, but at least you got the number. You sitting here now, how many of your senators' number, personal number, or your governor's numbers do you have? Or when you go to see them in the House of Rep and all that. But anyway, we're making progress as a country. Please, while Dr. Linus is still greeting everybody in his usual style, you know, he's a man that is loved by many and he loves many. We have a panel discussion coming up. I'd like the following entertainers to be on standby. Vicky Strings, be on standby. Jessa Joan, beg your pardon, be on standby. So that when we call you, you'll be ready. Dr. Linus is still greeting people. All right, so I'll move to the panel discussions very quickly. All right. And I'll have to go and take my seat. Now, in our original program, original plan for this event, we're supposed to be wrapping up this event already. But because, I'm on the right chair. But because we didn't have a lot of people coming on time, so that's why it extended. All right? An influential man always causes the water to stay. Yes, once he enters, everybody, just like His Royal Majesty, once he came in, you couldn't miss him. Okay, so because of time, the citations for the following people that I need to call is very long. So I might not call, yes, I might not read everything like that. Okay, or I might not read at all. We might do that later on at the dinner so that we can make up for time. It's time for panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen. And to join me on stage very quickly, I'd like to invite, first of all, I'd like to call her Lady. So help me welcome Lady Franca Okonkwo. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you, thank you. Please celebrate our panelists, please, 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 please. Also, I'd like to invite upstage Queen Irene. Or is it Irene? Irene. Yes. Where is she? Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Also, I'd like to make welcome to join me on stage Dr. Chris Aziegbe. Dr. Chris, thank you very much for coming. Also, yes, anyway is fine. Okay, Queen Irene is coming. I'd like to make welcome Mr. Isaac Olufemi to join us on stage. Where is he? Okay, here he comes. Please put your hands together for him. These are people who have excelled in their own field and in their own capacity. All right? For this person, I have to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, help me make welcome to the stage His Royal Majesty, Eze. How did, was it Dr. Landis? Eze Buruburu. I like that name. I don't even know what it means, but I just like the sound. Eze Buruburu. When you hear it, it's like thunder. His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Igwe Ochendo. Please, sir, I would like you on stage briefly. You see, you are a very heavy leader, and we can't get tired of hearing from you. Yes, please, as he comes on stage, Igwe, please join us very briefly. We'd like to be in the middle, sir. Thank you. So since Igwe has sat down, I can now sit down. Or sir, should I sit on the floor? If it's better. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so very quickly, I'd like to begin with the ladies. Now, this panel discussion is time, but we're going to shorten the time because we need to start wrapping up this event. I'd like to start with Franca. All right, you're welcome. What is leadership to you as it concerns your field? Maybe you also tell us a bit about your field and tell us what is leadership to you. Talk to us, Franca. Are the mics on, please? Click the power button. Yes, I can see the light. Media, sound, are the mics on? Go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, sorry.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor to be here. And thank you, Your Royal Highness, for being such an inspiration to us. For me, leadership from my own industry is simply serving from the heart, because I work with the hospitality industry. I mean, for people who know the hospitality industry, well, very few people understand hospitality. When you tell them hospitality, they tell you, do you work in a hospital? Okay. So hospitality is summary. It's making people feel warm.
Right.
Nigerians are very warm people. I'm sure you agree.
Yes.
There's no part of the world you go to, you see that Nigerians are not warm people. I mean, if you want to see real hospitality, come to Nigeria. It happens here, live and direct. So for me, in my own industry, it's serving warmly, making people feel at home. But you need to do it what? With an intentionality mindset.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, part of these conversations is as you hear something you like, please feel free to express it by putting your hands together. Please put your hands together for Franca. I'm still working with the ladies. Let's move to Queen Irene. Leadership, what is it to you? And as it concerns your field, just like she guided us through her field and what leadership, she said is serving from your heart. Tell us. You have to move the microphone to your mouth. Yes. It's on.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Queen Irene, the founder of the Queen Irene Onwuka Peace Foundation. I'm also an author. I run a book company for children called Stardust Media Services. And to me, just like she said, leadership is all about service to humanity. I'm in a field where it's all about humanity.
Right.
Yeah, charity organization. And you must serve from a place of your heart where people can genuinely see that you care about people.
Right.
You advocate for people. So as a leader, I understand that I must come first. I must serve people first. I must show people that my intentions are very genuine for people to follow me.
True.
If I don't lead rightly, people can't follow me. So
Thank you.
leadership is all about service.
Please clap. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Chris. By the way, you're looking very fantastic. Dr. Chris, the same question goes to you. Leadership as it concerns your field.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll make reference to what I'll call him my father. He doesn't know me. I've been following him for a very long time.
Right.
Lionel Sokori. He asked a question. If you don't have any money in your pocket, raise up your hands. And I didn't get to see anybody raise up their hands. So leadership is achieving something out of nothing. Let things grow in your hands. Let people grow in your hands. Let opportunity grow in your hands. And so you should be 10 times better than who you are.
Right.
To lead yourself first before you can lead others. That's leadership.
You didn't tell us about, okay, are you in the medical field?
No, I'm not. I'm a resource consultant, so I get to
Okay.
train people in sales, marketing. And
Oh,
and
I see. I
marketing.
see why you say you follow Dr. Linus.
Yeah, I follow
Okori.
him a lot.
All right, Mr. Isaac Olufemi, thank you for coming. Leadership as it concerns your field. Tell us about that.
I want to greet everybody, Your Royal Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, in my field, I believe leadership is influence. And if I paraphrase Nelson Mandela that says, leadership is not title, it's not a position, it's not any other part of physical things, but rather it's an influence. And I had previous experiences in a lot of fields before I focus on what I really want to do, and one of them is raising giants.
Right.
And also reconnecting African. I'm not apologetic for this. More passionate about reconnecting African Americans back to their home country, especially Nigeria.
Okay.
And this is why I
Are
said
you the one that
if-
brought Meghan Markle to come and find Nigerian roots?
Say that again.
Because you know she's African American,
Yes.
right? And she came the other time. But go ahead.
So this is how I started, and this is why I said leadership is influence.
Right.
I didn't start from the top,
Mm.
but I started from what we call in Nigeria as a primary school.
Right.
I will go to their schools when they're having these children school sport events.
Right, right.
And then I will go with just a drum, like one of the drums they use, because I'm also a musical artist, a gospel artist. And I will go there and they give me this opportunity to sing and mingle with those children.
Right.
And I do all those stuff. When talks about African, Nigeria, and our culture, the girl moved and they begins to ask questions. For example, one girl asked me, I think she's about 8 years old, she said, when you say all this, then how come is African poor? I said it's a mindset.
Very
Now,
good question.
The way I said it's an influence, the moment we started at that time, up until now, about 4 years, right now, me and a partner is over there, Abiola. We are trying to open a village in Abeokuta and some other areas because we have about over 2,000 Americans that are ready to integrate it into Nigerian culture.
Wow,
They
wow.
want to build
wow.
houses, they want to have businesses. they
Please
want
put
to
your
work
hands
together.
together if you like the sound of that.
So leadership is all about influence. If you cannot, like Sam Adeyemi would say, is a casting of visions, and vision is a mental picture. If you are leading, you don't have nobody wants to see what you wear, how much you have, until they see how much you care.
True.
Like our
true,
doctor just
true.
said. Thank you.
Thank you. It was actually John Maxwell that said, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Now, His Royal Majesty has already given us a full lecture. If you were here early, right? And we learned so much. But sir, just from that, river of knowledge, tell us, leadership, what should it be? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Like I said before, leadership is creating and bridging the gap of quality relationship that could influence the growth of man. This relationship that could influence the growth of man. It is not just I am this, I am that. You lead by example. No man is useless.
True.
The school of thought says, try this man this way. If he fail, try him the other way. That's leadership. You don't draw people. You need to nurture them, make them to unlearn, to relearn, and to learn what you want them to be. Then you get the superstars. That's what our crusade is. Thank you.
Thank you. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir. Now, final set of questions because, we're cutting all the time, all right? I'm going back to Franca, a very renowned leader and a heavy motivational speaker, somebody who wants to see leadership as it should be. He said something, leadership is being positive in a negative situation. It's actually Dr. Linus that said that, and he's right here with us. As a lady, what are the challenges that being a lady in whatever industry as it concerns leadership, and how do you face forward irrespective of the negative situations?
I love this question. The reason why I love this particular question is because, sorry to say, being a lady is great advantage in every situation.
As against what some
I'm
people
telling
might think.
you, being a lady is a great advantage. Why is this a great advantage? Because somehow when you look at the top, because of course, being a leader, it's you being at the top. You're more like an example of what you envision. So
Right.
that's what makes you a leader, sort of.
Right.
So being a leader, basically, from the woman's point of view, it's always very saturated at most points with the male figures.
Right.
So when you stand out as a woman, automatically there's just this grace that comes with the attention being on you. So sorry to say, but it's a great advantage being a woman as a leader. Now,
Or better still, you can use it
as
a great advantage.
yes. Then to put it to come back to your question, in my industry, unfortunately for ladies who work in the hospitality industry, most of the time you're seen as someone who has less value, or you're seen as a showpiece just to make people feel warm or you know.
Seen as a tool.
Well, so yeah, another word, you know. But the beautiful thing about being a woman in the hospitality industry is that warmth comes naturally. It will come naturally. You're able to pass that warmth to someone else in making them feel, you know, welcome. For I who work in the hotel industry,
Right.
give an example of someone who is going through a divorce, and all the person wants is just a space to refresh. Someone just got sacked and just needs fresh air. Someone has just lost a child and just needs a bit of fresh air.
Right.
Someone just got married and needs a sweet experience. And the beautiful thing about the industry I work in is when they see you as a woman, automatically there's this mindset of, oh, she's a lady. Well, I think let's see, how are you?
You know.
You know. But the beautiful thing about it is that you can be very professional at what you do.
Right.
But when you maintain your stand, you speak directly, eye contact, eye to eye. You're not wondering if what I'm saying looks like what you're saying. No,
Right,
I
right,
know what
right.
I'm saying.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm
Right,
saying? Well,
right.
you're welcome. How would you like me to treat you? Would you like this room? Would you want this room? What exactly are you looking out for? If you're professional as a woman in my industry, trust me, there is no place you cannot get to.
Please
so
put
being
your hands
professional is
together
what
for
makes
her.
you stand out. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Franca, for that. Dr. Chris,
Yes.
you're next. Now, you deal with the youth, you say.
Yes.
All right. Now, there's Gen Z. And Gen Z and TikTok and Instagram and trend and all manner of things. There was a guy, ladies and gentlemen, he wanted to trend. He buried himself for 24 hours. Did you see that story? Yes, he slept inside coffin for 24 hours with light, with food, and his friends helped him. And then when they asked him, why, how do you feel about people saying this thing you did doesn't make sense? He said, people talk about what they don't know. So, Oga, what you know is about being buried inside coffin. What do you have to say to the young man, the young woman?
Okay, I'll be looking at my father as I'm talking. So
Right.
you guys will permit me to do that. Okay, in my experience and teaching youth and teaching sales and capacity development, I realized that there are 4 things to leading yourself. Number 1 is your capacity. Number 2 is your character. Number 3 is your spirituality. Number 4 is your influence. Like what Dr. Linus was saying the last time, you can be a good man and not be a good leader.
True.
That means your character quotient is high. Your character quotient is high,
Right.
but your capacity, influence, and
Leadership.
spirituality is low.
Right.
So I think what our generation needs to look at now is character. It's character, because with character you'll be able to discern. With character you can sit down and learn. It takes character for you to sit down and read a book. So that I can read a book. If you know you can read a book, raise up your hand. It doesn't end there. You have to have the discipline to sit down and read. And then you build the character, and then you move to capacity. You build the capacity to a quotient. Everybody have capacity. There's no
Right.
non-entity.
Right.
I've seen people grow in my hands. I've seen people they call, I don't want to mention it, but you know those kind of people that they come into organization, you feel this can no amount to anything.
Okay.
I really try to see people grow in my hands, and then they grow through capacity, they grow through character. I think we have more of character defects in our generation. So we have very intelligent people, that are not nice. We have very intelligent people that are not leaders. We have very intelligent people that are.
Please go ahead and clap. Go ahead and clap.
So what I have seen in our generation, even during interview, so you see people walk in, and the moment they start to speak, you can't see anything. And I can literally see people there. I can see your brain while you talk. So
Right.
when you come in, whether for an interview, for a meeting, I just want you to speak. So I begin to see your character first. Then your character comes in, your capacity comes next. Then I want to look at your spirituality, because you cannot lead people sleeping all night. You can't sleep all night and wake up to lead.
Right.
To lead yourself, you can't even sleep all night to lead yourself. So I believe, I've seen that we need more attention in our character. We need more attention in our capacity. We need more attention in our influence. And then building influence takes time and consistency. So what I see is people want to move from ground zero to where Dr. Linus is.
Overnight.
Thank
you very much, Dr. Chris. There was something that Dr. Linus said, or it's one of his quotes. He said, when you don't have a dream, sleep becomes interesting.
That's right.
Have you seen people say, what's your hobby? My hobby is sleeping. I can sleep? Oh my God. Oh. All right, so we're going to Queen Irene. All right, you deal with children, right? You deal with children, you said. And I'm looking at the future. All right, what is hope for children as it concerns leadership? How can we groom them at that young age?
Amazing. Like I tell people, anything you teach a child.
You can focus on the mic so that we can hear you.
So you know the famous saying, train up a child in the way the child should grow, and when the child grows, the child won't depart from it.
Right.
So I tell people, let me use, for instance, the last election, right? It was all tribalistic, especially in the Lagos aspect of it.
Right.
The narrative of Igbo people versus Yoruba people, this, that, we
Right,
don't want
right,
Igbo there, it won't,
right.
yeah. So that created a lot of ethnic
Rivalry.
rivalry and all that. So that prompted me in my children's quiz competition
Right.
to focus on educating children the importance of peaceful coexistence.
Right. That's to detribalize their mindset.
Yes. Because the youth, or rather our parents, already have that mindset that, oh, tribalism, yes, Nigeria can't work. We can't have a together Nigeria. We can't have a one Nigeria. But to me, I said this, no. You can't teach children at a very young age where life-shaping informations are absorbed the most, that we can't have one Nigeria.
True.
We can. So I took it upon myself to start to educate them the importance of peaceful coexistence. You can coexist with a Yoruba, an Hausa, Efik, other ethnicity groups, right? So I think if we start at a young age to teach children that leadership, it's very important in the society, we'll catch them young.
Wow.
We'll catch them at a very young age.
So creating leaders even at that age.
Oh, yes.
Right,
So
right.
I had a 17-year-old girl come pay me a courtesy visit in my office. And when she was speaking, I was shocked. I was in awe. I was like, wow.
Shocked in a good way.
Oh, yes. I was in awe. I was like, if a 17-year-old girl can be very, very interested in educating her peers the importance of leadership at that young age, then that means we are getting it right.
Wow.
All these advocacies, all these events, all these summits that we do to teach children or to teach people the right things to do. There are people there that are learning.
17-year-old.
Oh, yes.
You know, just like Dr. Linus told us as a teenager. So we have another Linus
oh, yes.
coming up from everywhere.
I'll tell you this. So it was very, very, very nice to see that happen. I was very impressed.
Right.
And I'm also a writer. When I tell you I'm a writer, I started to write at 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I focused on moral instructional books for children.
Right.
Yes. So I tried to teach them morality, discipline, patriotism, how to be patriotic Nigerians.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for Queen Irene. Now, you begin to wonder, so the 17-year-olds of these days, what are they thinking? Is it leadership?
How
to buy iPhone?
How to TikTok.
You know? But there's more to life than all that, all right? Now we're wrapping up. Isaac Olufemi, you say you are concerned about, Nigerians coming to abroad or people that want to come back to Africa, African Americans. You deal with them, right? Now, there's a concern. There's a perception they have. That young girl that asked you, so why is Africa poor? How do you bridge the gap, with that mentality? And then do you also prepare them that, look, they think that Africa, we live on trees, and all that, and we don't have internet and all that. How do you bridge the gap, as it concerns leadership?
Well, you show them.
Show them.
The first thing is you can't tell nobody nothing except you show them. You can tell people how much of what you do, where you are, but they can grasp faster when you show them. So, like when she asked me, isn't it that you guys poor? And I told her, I said, well...
Is what she's been taught or not taught?
That's what she's
school.
And that's what the information that was present at that time.
Right.
And the other thing is this. The moment you are not telling your stories, others will tell your stories at their own advantage.
True, true.
And you will be at disadvantage. That is why like this jackpot thing you guys have mentioned here, sincerely, when some of us are here, listen to you guys say, they jackpot, we feel a little bit like you're pinching us, but it's not like that. We can all of us cannot be at the same place at the same time. Some of us has to be somewhere else to learn something else to bring home.
True, true.
And when we bring that home, it benefits everybody.
True.
I'm talking. Every morning, you get up and make a right decisions. When we come through the airport, international airport, do you want to hear that story? I mean, I'm talking about when you come into the airport, do you know how many people will try to check you? And how many of them will smile to you the moment they see that your last name is Olajide with an American passport? The next will be, Mr. Olajide.
Alpha.
You are one of us now. Show your color now. It's not bad. Tipping is different from bribing. But what I'm saying is that at every places, every one of us works, where you wake up and represent, you are a leader, and whatever decision you make there is the same thing you are seeing in the future of Nigeria you are expecting. God bless you.
Thank you very much. One thing that you said, which is very correct, is you said, be the change you want to see. All right, it starts with you. Okay, so in wrapping up, I'd like His Royal Majesty to do us the honors of telling us a final word as we close this session for this panel. Go ahead, sir.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It is all about who are you? Who are you? It's important. That is the foundation. The foundation matters, and it goes a long way. Take, for instance, from my own background and experience, the way you lead in traditional atmosphere matters a lot. Father and mother, children makes up a family. The way the mother talks to the father matters. the way the mother talks to the father matters.
True.
That's the beginning of the journey.
True.
They said a journey of 100 kilometers starts with 1 foot. If you cannot teach them well from the beginning, is it Dr. Linus that will teach them well? So, parents in the
foundation.
house, we have greater role to play before the societal influence. So, what am I saying in summary? Youths in the house, take a good step and solidify your background. There is time for going to school. You don't go to school. There are open university. There are conventional university. There is time you need to go to school. What stops you going to school? Because you are not a nursing mother, you are not a nursing father. Am I right? So there is time and stages of life for learning. If you skip any of these things, you got it wrong. So I wish this program will continue. I wish Holy Kings, God will continue to preserve you,
Amen.
uphold you,
Amen.
so that we can always run it around like this and be reason together and know ourselves.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for His Royal Majesty. At this point, we have wrapped up this panel discussion. I would like to thank Frank Nkunkwa. Thank you for coming. Queen Irene, thank you for coming. Dr. Chris, we appreciate you. Isaac, and that is not Jakbararian, right? We thank you. And very specially, His Royal Majesty Dr. Igwe Uchendu. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our panelists as they go back to their seats. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So His Royal Majesty first, and then we follow.
Okay, group picture. Okay, so while that is going on, all our performers, please be on standby, like I said. Vicky Strings, Jesse Joan. Okay. We'd like somebody special before we call Otumba. I know that Otumba has a lot of things to do, but we'll be calling you up very shortly, sir. Mommy JP Authority, is she in the building? So Mommy JP Authority, you come and give us a very short goodwill message. All right, and then we'll move on with this. Please, can you put your hands together for Mommy JP Authority? Please, let's be focused. Let's be focused. A bit rowdy. Can I hear that round of applause? Can I hear us clapping, please? Mommy JP, please, this way, where we'd like you to say one or two things to us, but very briefly, because we want to close this event in the next few minutes. Thank you so much, Mommy JP.
I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. This is Dr. Mrs. Authority JP for Woman's Transformation. I only want to return all glory unto God who has brought every one of us here. See this woman on the stage, above 66 years. On the platform going to 70 years. That is to tell you, who are you? And it connotes your family background, your religious background, your peer groups, and the community you belong to. Remember, the company you keep determines what accompanies you. And again, being a good leader, you must display it. Not knowing it, displaying it, imparting it, so that others will get something positive from your actions. Actions displayed connote actions imparted. Are you getting me right? So therefore, I will throw my good bullet to our daddy educationist. God bless you, sir. and at the same time, our kings as the leader of a community. But there is something I want you to take on, please. How do you manage your family? As it is obviously accepted that courtesy begins at home. How do you, as fathers, responsible for your tasks? Mothers, how do you responsible for your tasks? How do you now display to teach your children? Because courtesy begins at home. It is what learns in an individual home that will be practiced when you get to the outside world there. And at the same time, I will say, this government we have to still make it happen for them. Because it depends on individual givings. It is what you give that you live upon. Giving is living. And I want to talk short on spirituality. On any type of religions you may belong to, please teach your children the way of the Lord, so that when they build up with it, they become a very positive leaders that impact positively, educatively, emotionally to all people around them. God bless you. Thank you so much.
I think we can do better than that for Mommy JP Authority. You can see the authority and you can tell that she's a mommy of plenty mommies. Thank you so much. And she said some very strong things which we must take home. How do you handle your family? How do you handle the people that are in your life? Very important. Okay, so we're rushing. We're a rush moment now. All protocols observed and all citations waived for now, maybe at the dinner in the evening. Right now, I'd like to bring up stage a very important person who has had to be patient with us and stayed here till now. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Otumba Dr. Shegu Showumi. Please put your hands together for him. Very energetic, very brainy and intelligent, and he's the pride of many Nigerians. Put your hands together for him.
Igwe, let me, because we're going to be talking about the traditional institution, their roles, and possibly impact, let me use you as the basis for the protocol. Igwe, I bow. I have asked myself when this topic came up that is there something we don't know already? Or is there something God, nature, is trying to tell us? Because I know that at the time this topic was crafted and this whole effort at this conference was being prepared, nothing could have told the organizers that at this material time in the history of our country, we will have issues that border on the traditional embarrassment going on in Kano, or the conversation around the return of the artifact of the Benins, that is also a very serious conversation in the country. Therefore, I plead with you to let me take you on a small journey. I won't take your time. My name is Dr. Shegu Showumi. I happen to be an Otumba as well. Usually when I come for presentation, I'm in a suit. But because I knew that we're going to be discussing tradition, the traditional institution and the impact, especially now, I thought, okay, why not just dress the role? Let me be clear to us, and I hope that those who can cascade this conversation to the leaders of the country today are in the hall, or at least to the media. This country that you love and we all love, called the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the creation of traditional institutions, traditional kings, obis, obas, who owned this kingdom that the Europeans took from them. It therefore follows that you cannot pretend that this country came into existence outside the traditional institutions that you now arrogantly try to reduce their influence. Nations are created either by convention, like how Israel was created from land, or by migration of people who will follow leaders to locations over millennia. What differentiates tribes and people from themselves is the embodiment of those group of activities, conduct, and behavior that they call their culture. The epitome of that culture is worn almost like a permanent spiritual cloak on the traditional leaders of that space. Yes, the Britons, the Portuguese, the French, and all of the expansionists from Europe came into Africa, and they met traditional leaders leading their people. Never mind the often mismanaged external colonizing narrative that suggests that Africans were living in bushes and on trees and all sorts of funny things. That's not true. One of the oldest language systems in the world is the Hausa Sign Language system that exists from somewhere around Kano. The oldest sea-going vessel in the world is in Adamawa, the oldest in the world, before anybody built one. The Igboukwu bronze is one of the oldest cultural capture of people's civilization in poetry. The Nok culture is one of the oldest civilization of the use of metal and the use of sand for blasting and artistry. Ifa, the divinity system that other people have other names for it, is one of the oldest mathematical evaluation epistemology system for definition and the capture of the life of people. We have created a country that those who came here fought our traditional leaders with the benefits of guns and what have you, displaced them, merged a country together called Nigeria, at first Southern and Northern Protectorate. If you know your history, you will realize how gutsy your leaders were and our traditional rulers were in fighting to resist that no foreign culture should come here and tell us underneath the guise of wanting to do trade, but indeed it was to rape our people, to enslave them, to steal their artifacts, to destroy our civilization and call it a country. Okay, we have accepted that nothing in nature happens by chance, and therefore we now have a country. And in this country, we have run a system of government that at first, in the beginning, we created the administration of justice systems for the nation that was edged on the traditional houses and the House of Kings and the houses of sort of parliament until we entered into independence and we created a pseudo arrangement that respected and gave some role to traditional institutions and also had a parliamentary system. Some inability to manage the complex issues among the tribes created the groundswell within Nigeria for the activities that ended up in the Civil War. But the Civil War is long over. It's time for us to leave that behind. And then we came into a system of government that is unitary by the military, who sought to lead from one spot a vast land that they would never ever know the valleys, the hills, the villages, and all the things that are there. Neither would they even know the people of their culture. And people fought very hard, including in partnership with traditional institutions, to get us back to civilian, better put, civil selection of leaders within a multi-party system. And then what do we do to ourselves? We spit on the grave of our own traditional institution because we have reduced them to the relics of our past. We put them under local government administrations, and we give those who have termed authority, either as governors or what have you, the audacity to meddle in their affairs and disrespect them so much that it doesn't matter to us that wake up in the morning, we disband one, we banish one, we force them to kneel down and greet us, we speak to them in public anyhow, without the slightest remembrance that you didn't have a country in the beginning. What you had was traditional conclaves of people who were leading themselves and thriving until foreigners took powers from them. And now that there are no foreigners leading us now, shall we then pretend that we don't understand that we need to find a constitutional rule for a traditional ruler, especially when we have found ourselves in a situation when we can even hardly keep the peace of our states? Shall a governor, a local government chairman, or even the president pretend to know the locales of an environment more than the essence of the people of the environment, their traditional authority that they self gave the right to respect? I am not saying I'm not aware of the conflict between the Republican system of government and the traditional system. I am aware. But if there was a conflict in Europe around that system, and they banished as many as they could their traditional system, for us in Africa to still be holding tenaciously to our traditional system, our Obis, our Igwes, our Emirs, our Obas, our whatever names we've called them till date, shall we not even be big in the mind to figure out a proper role for them that gives them respect, that tells them what we expect of them, that teaches them a traditional protocol of the best way to represent who we are? Do you know why? Because if we don't do that, we'll disappear from the surface of the earth in the real sense. What does it matter if you don't even call yourselves by your name? I have never met an Igbo person anywhere in the world that I ask, what's your name? And they tell me an English name. I demand the Igbo name, and I always say to them, what's wrong with us in this place? Are we going to accept that we don't even exist, and now we can't even call ourselves Chidinma, Chinyere, Ngozi, and all of those names instead of John? What does John really even mean to you? And just to demonstrate my sincerity, I named myself Okudili just so that they know that I mean what I say. And the point I'm trying to make to you, gentlemen and ladies, is that the race of the world, all the races in the world, are in constant competition with themselves. Don't deceive yourself. All you have to do is take an old Bible, open the first page, look at the map of the world that exists even till today. Because guess what? Except your seas and rivers is taking land, you are not really able to invent one extra piece of land. And you can look at the list of all the countries that are there, listed in the Bible according to how it is printed from time. And then ask yourself, what happened to all this civilization? Why did the Greeks, who were the leaders of the civilization of the world, become so reduced? Why did the Romans, who were even able to crucify Jesus Christ and insist on the census when he was born, become a people that cannot even find themselves even now? And then if the Africans, you and I, the Africans, have one space that we can call our own, a land that belongs to us, a land that our ancestors fought and were even killed for, shall we not even do the dignifying thing of respecting ourselves and finding a role for our traditional institution? Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you very much, Otumba. King is very well maintained. And it has been there since. And it is those traditional rulers that birthed colonialists that were sent to Africa. So you see, Otumba was very spot on in talking about the importance of the traditional ruler. Just like Otumba said, myself, I would like an Igbo name. Your Royal Majesty, please, I need an Igbo name before I leave this place. And I also like a Hausa name so that I can be complete. And then if there's any other state here, I like names from everywhere. I think it's a project I'm going to do. I'm going to get a name from as many tribes and tongues in this whole country. So I like that. Thank you very much, Otumba Dr. Shegun Showumi. Please, can we celebrate him one more time for that? Very passionate. Okay, so because of time, we can't go to the second panel. We have to wrap up this event, okay? So just 2 more things and we're done. And interestingly, it's not talk, it's entertainment and it's performance. First off, we have Vicky Strings coming up to show us what he can do. Then after that, we have Jessa Joan, and then we'll do our closing remark and vote of thanks. So I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being patient. Even though a lot of us didn't come early, so we have to cut the program so that we can work with time. Vicky Strings, are you ready? Please put your hands together for the shining guy coming to give us some strings, Vicky Strings. Please put your hands together for him. Is that the best clap we can clap? Hey, we have to clap better. Thank you very much. celebrate Vicky Strings one more time. Thank you so much. Gradually, we're coming to a close. Right now, let's make welcome the most excellent and wonderful singer, Jessa Joan. Please put your hands together for her as she comes up with her dances. Here she comes. I'm not hearing your clap. I'm not hearing your clap. We must celebrate our own, all right?
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. Good afternoon, everyone. As Africans, we must represent who we are and we must stay strong. This song is dedicated to all the great people out there and to encourage one another to be strong and to stay firm. Thank you very much.
Africa,
Please, can we celebrate Jesse Joan one more time? I think that was really creative, all right, representing Africa very well. It must have taken a lot of rehearsal. Please put your hands together for her one more time. Okay, it's time for closing remarks because, we still have the second event later. Okay, so at this point, I'd like us to invite the organizer, the convener of this event, Holy Kings himself. Please put your hands together for Dr. Kings to come and talk to us.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate your coming to this great summit. I tell people making impact is superior to making income. We are here for impact. Impact brought us here. And I tell people the more you learn, the more you earn. I think I achieved beyond my expectations today. My achievement is beyond having thousands of people here today. My real achievement is if just one person takes this message home, I'm fulfilled in life. And heaven is going to record that for me. So it's beyond having crowd that learns nothing. We've been doing the same thing. We've been talking. Now let's walk the talk. And we don't need the crowd to start walking the talk. You need you. You need yourself to start walking the talk. People are like, this here is supposed to jam field, which they mobilize people, they give people money. I say, no, those are not the kind of people I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that are thirsty of knowledge. Those are the rich mindset I'm calling. This is not a political arrangement. I'm not here for politics. We are here to do things beyond the way it has been. My life is an example. If I can be here today speaking in this space, I am the guy that cannot even spell document. So I'm here today, and this is not the time. Real education is beyond 4 walls. These are the real education. Who are your school of thought? Who are you following? My youth, are you really ready? I'm here because of you guys. This summit is for the youth, and I don't care if we have millions of people here. I care about one person that will take this message. Because God has helped me have successfully moved with the elites. Yes. So I want it to be beyond just them. I'm bringing it to you guys. I want you guys to, what benefited my life? What changed my life? I want it to change your life. I don't want to be stingy. I gather people here today, and I want you guys to network with them, to share with their wealth of experience. It's beyond just cash. The real wealth is not what you have in your bank account. And the real wealth is your mental state, because the mentality determines your reality. Please, I want you guys to all wake up and let's be time conscious. It's enough. What will we be doing, what's it called, African time? That's not rich enough. I tell you, the difference between the rich and the poor is the way they manage their time, because they all have 24 hours. So your time is very important. The rich does not play with the time, but the poor, they say African time. If you are not poor, please work on your timing. No more African time. This is a new generation. I want you all to stand and tell yourself, the change begins with me. And don't wait for things to happen. Happen to things. And I want to say thank you to my Ochendu Igwe. God bless you. And I want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to my mommy JP Authority. God bless you. I want to thank my beloved sister, Mrs. Chizoba Ayika. God bless you. I want to say a big thanks to Franca Okonkwo. God bless you. I tell people appreciation is an application for more. The more you appreciate, the more God bless you. Where your appreciation stops, your depreciation begins. And we will not stop appreciating people. And I want to say a big thanks to my friend Biola from Lagos, flew in yesterday. God bless you, bro. And my brother from US, Asiko, God bless you. I see you. I really appreciate it. And can everybody clap for this wonderful brother, Sean Paul, in the building? Sean Paul, please stand up for recognition. God bless you. I really appreciate you. God bless you. This is the man you all need to learn from. God bless you. Thank you for our friendship. I'm not taking it for granted. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody in the house, my beloved friend. I want to say a big thank you to my youth coordinator, Bilad. God bless you. And I want to tell you, don't be discouraged. We've made that impact. Yes. And you'll be shocked in the evening. Everywhere will be jumped up because people love party. But I tell you, that thing that changes my life, I want it to change your life. That's why you're here. Please, I tell people, Oh, sorry, this is the last word. I said, I can look for knowledge in all space. If it will take me to walk from Abuja to Lagos to look for knowledge, I will. So what are you looking for? See, nothing starts, you start it. You have no reason for failure. I don't want to hear that I don't have transport. Trek. When you come here, I will give you that transport. But I want to see that you are tasty of knowledge. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
You forgot your phone. Okay. The passion is too much. The fire is plenty. Please put your hands together for Dr. Kings. Holy Kings Impact Summit. He's the one that has organized this event. And then the next event is in the evening. If you have been invited for it, please ensure you're there on time. And you know what he said? Have you ever seen a situation where there is wedding and reception is fuller than church? We know why. We know why. It's the food. We will see what will happen this evening. It's all right, but thank you so much. My name is Ishola Abidemi Olamide, also known as ABYD Abide. I'm the head of programs for 99.9 Kiss FM Abuja, and I've been the anchor for today's event, or this morning's event, and I'm also the anchor for this evening's event. So we're going home to change, to rearrange, come back in another style. Ladies and gentlemen, so we'll allow our Royal Majesty to take his leave first, or are we, Dr. Kings, have we done all the pictures necessary? No, but we've taken with him already, so that he doesn't keep. Okay, so His Royal Majesty can take his leave, right? Okay, so let's do that quickly so that he can take his leave. All right, because I want him to leave first before every other person starts leaving. Okay, so very briefly. Eze Buruburu. So a quick photo. All right, Igwe, all the panelists, okay, and the awardees. All right, please join in the picture. Let's take it quickly, so that Igwe can leave. The Emperor.
The Emperor, the Conqueror, the Champion, the Lion is here. Zabu, reigning by Master.
Thank you very much. As the Royal Majesty, okay, seems to want to dance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That'll be all for today. See you later in the evening. Thank you.
Making sure no matter yada. And I shot the sabbat of the man, a gala. A hand, yeah, man. Alana pass, I asked, as on a pass, I got just Manola Lata, but I don't have to family. You know, come I want to Palanka, I'm a country. That's not going to happen to me. I see you know the one for me.